Yellowstone Volcano myth debunked as expert rubbishes common claim and saying just not enough data concerning a super eruption. A volcano expert dismisses the biggest myth surrounding the Yellowstone volcano. Gerard Conga on Express UK reports, volcanologist Clive Oppenheimer addressed the rumor that the Yellowstone volcano is due a massive eruption. During an interview with Express, Oppenheimer insisted there was not enough data to suggest this was true, and he argued that smaller eruptions were more likely than the larger eruptions, similar trends seen regarding earthquakes. So he's not talking about the super eruptions, he's talking about smaller eruptions more likely to take place. Oppenheimer said, I'm afraid this is just bad statistics. There have been 3 colossal eruptions in the last couple of million years. 2 million years ago, the largest of the 3. One was 1.3 million years ago, and the smallest, and there was the 640,000 years ago. Now, on the basis of those 3 data points, one might suggest there's roughly an interval of about 700,000 years between those, and let's extrapolate the next one. But we know that we've had lava eruptions 70,000 years ago, and another 80 eruptions since then, just about one every 6,000 years. Oppenheimer said there's just not enough data points, and volcanoes don't necessarily behave like that. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Oppenheimer argued that it would not be wise to suggest that Yellowstone National Park is due a super eruption anytime soon. He said the notion that we are overdue an eruption really has no statistical or volcanological basis. The more likely scenario is that for the next activity at Yellowstone is an eruption of a much smaller scale. It could be smaller, in other words. When we look at volcano eruptions around the world, there are much more often smaller eruptions than big ones. That's what we call a frequency-magnitude relationship, like the Richter scale for earthquakes. Very large events are exceedingly rare, and small ones are happening all the time. Despite the unlikeliness of a major eruption, a super eruption that is, Oppenheimer explains the extreme devastation that would occur if Yellowstone erupted. The predicted eruption ash would cover all the way from California all the way to the Great Lakes, from parts of Canada all the way down to New Mexico and Texas, for example. Now, Oppenheimer said the regional picture, depending on where we are in the world, would be very devastating. It would have long-lasting impacts just because it would have impacts on communication and infrastructure, salting up of reservoirs, etc. It would have all kinds of impacts on any basic functioning society, obviously. This is on Express UK. Please leave your comments, and thank you so much for your support.